Hey, what's up everybody? About a week and a half ago, I installed the shark-proof liquid nano protector on my Huawei P9, my Galaxy Note7, and my S7 Edge. I asked for your input on how to put it to the test, and you guys came through. If you've been following in the comments below, then you know that there's a second generation of this screen protector on the way, and of course, we'll be getting that in to put that to the test as well. That being said, I've got some preliminary results based on this protector install. Enan here from Droid Mania, and you're watching my follow-up review on the shark-proof nano screen protector. So let's get to it. Based on my early research, I couldn't really find a clear definitive answer whether or not this protector would provide drop or impact protection, and I know that's one of the main questions that many of you have. Personally, I'm about 5 feet 11 inches tall. I broke out my measuring tape here so that you could see for yourselves kind of how high my pockets would be, and so that you could get a sense of a standard height drop for me. And as you can see, a standard height drop for me would range anywhere from 3 to 3.5 feet, depending on whether or not I have the phone in my pants pockets or my jacket. Now that we've got that established, let's go ahead and start the drop test. And if you're curious what phone this is that I'm using, it's my Nokia Lumia 640 XL. I did coat this phone as well. I figured I'd start with this because if it turns out in fact that there is no impact protection, I'm not going to mind losing this phone. As many of you may know, I purchase each and every one of the phones that I use on the channel, so it's not that easy for me to replace them. So far, just a little over 3 feet, there's not even a scratch on the phone. So let's take it up a little higher and see how it holds up. The only damage that I'm seeing here primarily is around the bezel of the phone, as well as some damage to the back housing, so we'll continue on. My goal here is just to see how many times I can drop the phone before an actual scratch appears. I'd say this is about the third time from a range between 3 to 3.5 feet. Keep in mind here that these drops are consecutive for the purposes of the video and probably not a real life use case. Still no scratches, so let's take it up a little bit higher. At this point, we're a couple of inches away from 4 feet, which for my height is above where I would typically drop a phone from. And with this phone falling face down onto the concrete, I learned one thing. As you can see here, the display really didn't get a scratch on it, but it did break from the force of the impact. Now that we're back inside, let's go ahead and take a closer look and examine the phone. As I mentioned earlier, I didn't really find any information that said that this protector is good for impact protection. If you're thinking about going with this one for your phone, I'll also point out here then that I didn't have a case on the phone, and that's because I wanted to see just how much impact the nano protector could actually absorb. 5 drops before breaking? What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. Next, another repeat theme that I saw was around scratch resistance, and of course, we're going to take a look at that. For this one, I pulled out my scratch toolkit. I'm pretty sure that the Nokia Lumia 640 XL has a Gorilla Glass 3 display, and knowing that we've already applied the nano protector, we can start with a level 5 on the mole's hardness rating. And as you can see here, after attempting to scratch the glass, it's at least a level 4 when it comes to the hardness rating. And because there were no scratches, let's go ahead and move on to level 6. At this level, I do see faint scratches appearing. In terms of scratch resistance, this tells me that it probably has a hardness rating somewhere that starts around 5. I also tested at level 7, and the scratches were there, and just a little bit more apparent. At level 8, this is where we actually see the glass begin to cut. So based on my basic testing, scratch resistance starts around level 6 and the glass should actually break around level 8. Now if you're not familiar with the mole's hardness scale, it's a standardized way for us to determine how hard a material is. I've recommended on the channel for a long time now a tempered glass screen protector because they're impact resistant, also scratch resistant, and they provide an additional layer of support for your display. But due to the curved edges on the Huawei P9, the Galaxy Note7, and the Samsung S7 Edge, a good one is proven difficult to find, and this is why I began to look into alternative solutions. When it comes to this AM film tempered glass screen protector on my LG G4, it's coming in at about a 4 on the hardness rating. And in terms of breakpoint, I'd say that's coming in at about a 6. The good thing about a tempered glass screen protector, however, is that if you get a scratch on it or if it cracks, you can simply remove it. With the nano screen protector, you're not going to have this option, so it's something again that you're going to have to consider. After removing this AM film tempered glass, as you can see on my display of the G4, there's not a single issue. If you've seen last week's install video, then you know that I covered the entire front portion of the phone, display and all, including the camera. After the nano coating dried, of course, I used the included microfiber cloth and then buffed off the dried coating. Even after covering the front-facing camera, there's no issues, it's still crystal clear, so you can continue on taking selfies as normal. One thing that some of us struggle with is the fact that this protector is invisible and we can't see it. So after application, you're wondering how could you remove it. Once applied, the protector actually bonds with the display, physically strengthening the display, but that doesn't mean that it can't be scratched. In all my research so far, I haven't found anything that says that it's possible to remove the protector, especially being that it is a chemical bond that's happening here. But I'm happy to report that using my Note 7 daily, I haven't gotten a single scratch so far. On the front of the phone, I've also covered the home button here with the nano coating, and once that dries, you wipe that off as well. It'll also help prevent scratches. And speaking of scratches, the only place that I've actually gotten one is on the untreated area of the phone on the back. I didn't even notice it until I was making this video. It's tiny, but it's here nonetheless. So when it comes to a screen protector for your phone, if you're not one that drops your phone often, and you're looking for the most case-friendly protector out there, then as of the making of this video, I'm still going with the Nano Screen Protector by Shark. You're not going to find any touch sensitivity issues here, because it's just like having nothing on the display at all, and from my testing it does make the screen more durable, it's case friendly, and more importantly affordable. The link is down below if you're interested, so go and check it out. Okay, so there you have it. This concludes part 2 of our Shark Protector review. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. In part 1 of the video, there were a few more questions that I wasn't able to get to, and that's because I'm waiting on the second generation of the Nano Protector coating to arrive. Once I have that, we can move on with tests like a before and after to determine if we are seeing more resistance to scratches. So keep those questions and ideas coming. If you've enjoyed this video, now would be the time to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button to let me know I'm heading in the right direction. If you're new to the channel, now would be the time to go ahead and click that subscribe button for more content like this. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next one.